Are you constructive when it comes to energy demand and prices, or is there just a great deal of uncertainty in terms of what happens if we face a fiscal cliff and the uncertainty over a vaccine?
Well, thanks for having me, Heidi. And look, short term, there's absolutely uncertainty. I think what's key, though, is that if we step out over the longer term time horizon, I think the trajectory that we're on with the energy transition remains the same. And we see, particularly for Australia, tremendous opportunity for us here. We're really well placed with the renewable resources that we've got. The sun shines, the wind blows. And I think we've got the great opportunity as a nation to be able to build an energy system, a renewable energy system that works for customers. You know, one that's reliable, one that's affordable, but also one that's clean.
So the government has really been pushing its message for a gas-fired recovery from COVID-19. Is that the right messaging, do you think? And do some of these hurdles created by COVID-19 and the pandemic really create further challenges for renewables investment, or at least create policy excuses to set that back?
We see gas as being a really important part of the energy system, particularly today, but also into the future. It's the perfect partner for the long-term switch to renewables. The reason being that when the sun isn't shining or when the wind's not blowing, we need to be able to firm the energy system with other products, and gas provides a great partner to do that. Likewise, so does pumped hydro and things like battery storage. So the focus on gas and the desire as a country to make sure that gas is a really important energy source for us in the future, I think is an important one, and is certainly one that we support.
Turning to Shell's investments in Australia, a significant amount of spending has happened in the past 12 months. What's attracting you to spending down under?
We're really fortunate that we have a wonderful natural gas and LNG portfolio in this country, and our focus is on making sure that that is as competitive as it possibly can be to provide that important fuel for customers globally. But in addition to that, we do see the opportunity to help in the transition of our energy system to cleaner sources. And what we've been doing in Australia has been investing in both our LNG and gas businesses, but importantly also into power and renewables, because we see that as being the future of the energy system, but most importantly, we see that as what our customers want long term.
The transition towards renewables in Australia has not been without its challenges. When you compare the experience to other comparable nations, what can be done better in Australia to facilitate that transition?
Well, as I said before, I see Australia as being extremely well placed because of the natural attributes that we have here to be able to create a renewable energy system that actually works for our customers. I think the most important thing is that we don't bank on any one solution. It's going to require multiple solutions that can be seamlessly integrated for customers. And I think what's important is for the supply side to be able to work closely with government, but also to work with customers to ensure that all of those options are made available, that we continue to invest in a future energy system, but we also do it in a way that ensures that it works for our customers. It has to be reliable, it has to be affordable, and it has to be clean.
So, Tony, there's been a lot of speculation in the media that you're looking to sell off infrastructure assets related to your Queensland LNG export asset. Can you share with us how far along that process is?
There is lots of speculation around the common facilities for us within our QCLNG plant. I'm not in a position to comment on it other than to say that the QGC project itself is a really important asset for us. And I think that our decision earlier this year with our partner PetroChina to continue investment in the Arrow project with our FID of the Arrow Surat project speaks for itself about our view of gas in Queensland.
So for our viewers, I need to ask you about the Prelude LNG facility. Of course, this is a $17 billion facility that hasn't shipped a cargo since January. Can you give us an update on how the repairs are going, and when do you expect a resumption of production there?
Yeah, Prelude is a really important part of our portfolio, and it's an important investment. And it's an investment that we've taken with a multi-decade time horizon that goes with it. We're in the process of hydrocarbon restart for Prelude, but it's a process that we'll make sure that we do right, and we'll make sure that we do safely, and it will take as long as it takes to do those two things right before we bring it back up again.
Tony, there has been a lot of pain for LNG producers this year. So do you still see a profitable long-term future for the industry?
It has been challenging this year, without doubt, given the macro conditions and the uncertainty that goes with it. But fundamentally, we do believe that the trajectory of demand in the energy system remains the same, that we still see that there will be demand for LNG, there will be demand for natural gas, but importantly, that there will continue to be a strong demand for our customers to transition the energy system over time to lower carbon forms of fuel and to make sure that that works for our customers.
There's an impending gas shortage on the East Coast. How are you navigating that potential outcome?
It's an important focus for all players in the market, and I feel particularly through the work that's happened at multiple levels of government, through AEMO, the market operator, and through the work of the ACCC, there's a very strong focus on the supply-demand position on the East Coast. I think the most important thing for all of us is to continue to have a well-functioning market, one where those on the supply side see the opportunities and continue to invest, and likewise for customers, that it's a reliable source of gas into their portfolios and happens in a way which is also affordable in the long term.
Tony, at one point this year, China became the biggest market for Australian LNG. Since then, though, the relationship has really deteriorated, and we've seen that really impact commodities ranging from barley to wine to beef. Are you expecting that this will weigh on the relationship? Can you give us an indication of how much demand you're seeing?
We work really closely with our partners, both here in Australia and globally, and a lot of those partners are also key customers of ours. We continue to see strong relationships in those partnerships. We continue to work with them on supplying them the products and the energy sources that they need. And our focus is making sure that long-term, those are fruitful and respectful partnerships that deliver the best outcomes.
Tony, can you give us an indication of how much demand you're seeing from your Chinese customers?
We continue to supply our customers, as we have done for many years, in a way that's consistent with what their demand is. We continue to supply under our contracts, and we work very closely with our customers to meet their needs. That will continue this year and into the future.